Hey guys, JC here again with WEDGE Concepts, and in this video I'm just going to go over some very basic information regarding credit cards. There's a lot of cards out there. I'm just going to help you identify which cards out there, try to help you choose which ones fit best for you, and just to give some overall advice. So let's get to it. Okay. So there are so many cards out there, right? So, when it comes down to choosing what kind of card you're looking at different offers, going online, getting stuff in the mail, getting that junk mail, trying to figure out what kind of cards to get. And this is after you've looked at your credit score. Hopefully your credit score is okay that you can actually get credit cards. So we're past that point, right? If you need help with your credit score or improving your credit, then definitely check out my other videos. But now's the time for you to just kind of sit back and say, okay, look, what are my spending habits? Okay, so you kind of want to find something that is going to benefit you by the way you already are spending. Okay, so usually the cards fall into three categories, right? So you got your low interest cards, you have your your rewards cards, and you have your secure cards. Okay, so I'm just going to go through all three really quickly. So with your low interest cards, okay, these are the ones that give you the 0% introductory rate, 12 months, 6 months, or what have you, and they're really good for balance transfers. Okay, so these are good. Especially if you can pay off your debt, let's say within 90 days, and you're not carrying a balance, then these would definitely be good for you. But you got to be careful though, because with the introductory rate, a lot of times, that 3 months, 6 months, 9 months will go by so fast. And the next thing you know, that interest rate, APR, will pick up 17%, 24%, 23%, whatever. So you definitely want to make sure that you keep an eye on that, and also be careful when it relates to the what's it called, the when you transfer balance transfers, because a lot of times in the balance transfers there are some hidden fees in there. So you definitely want to make sure you read the fine print before you just start transferring some debt from one card to another card. Okay, so the second thing, of course, we all know about is the rewards cards. This is where you definitely want to look at your spending patterns, because a lot of times they focus on certain areas like your gas, shopping, what else, travel, dining, so you want to see where you can get those most points at for the things that you're already doing. Okay, so you want to apply for those cards that if you eat out often, you want the ones that give you the 3% for the dining or the travel points or wherever the case may be. If your spending is not really in those categories, then you may want to look for something that's maybe like 1.5, 2% across the board on like everyday purchases. So that way, anything you buy, whether it is going out to eat or shopping or just paying a bill, right? Because you can easily earn points by paying your bills. That's a little secret for you. But you can always get that cash back across the board. Now, most of these kind of cards, the rewards cards, do come with annual fees. So you definitely want to make sure that you look out for that. A lot of them are 0% annual fees, but the signature kind of premium ones, you'll have them at $99 a year. I think American Express, the gold is like $295 a year, and I think even the platinum American Express is about $500 a year. So you definitely want to make sure you keep an eye on that. All right, and then it's also a good idea, I think, that if you so let's say you want to figure out how much the fees are, the annual fee, and how much you're going to spend. So if it is $49 or $99, then you want to be able to kind of say, okay, if I get 2% cash back, how much would I spend? So just as an example, if it's like $50, $49, then you would have to spend roughly $2,500 a year at 2% cash back to go ahead and make that up. So you definitely don't want to be spending more money just to cover that, but you want to use your everyday habits, if you will, your normal spending patterns to try to cover that annual fee, because you definitely don't want to be tacked onto that. And it's also good to keep an idea of when that annual fee is applied, because I've seen some credit cards that it may go 3 or 4 months and then they hit you with the annual fee, and that can definitely disrupt your pattern. Okay, so now you also have you get your travel cards too. So I know a lot of people who love their travel cards. It's an easy way to rack up points, miles for like airline tickets, luggage, hotels, car rentals. So if you're a traveler or you plan on traveling, definitely get a rewards card. A travel rewards card if that's your thing. But most of these cards, they do require pretty much good to excellent credit. So again, you definitely want to check your credit score, make sure everything is up to par, and they tend to have or lean towards the higher interest rates, or APR. So you're going to find that these really aren't that good if you're going to be carrying a balance, okay? Because you don't want to be paying 23% on a balance for 6 months. It's just ridiculous. So it's not worth the points, okay? Now, the third thing is going to be the secure cards, okay? And I'm pretty sure everybody is familiar with secure cards. But these are going to be ideal for people who are either rebuilding their credit or they have no credit. And most people will qualify for these cards because it's pretty straightforward, right? You take your money, you put it into a savings account, and whatever you put in to your savings account is going to be your credit limit, right? So you're going to be using your, let's say your savings account, whatever money you have in it, pretty much as collateral. So if you decide to go crazy and don't decide to pay them, they're secured and they can just take your money. But it's definitely a great way to establish credit, to rebuild credit. But you definitely want to see if you can add to this limit, because you don't want to have, let's say, a $200 limit and then you're spending 60, 80, $100 each month, because then that'll have your utilization at 50%. That's going to hit your credit score, and that's not going to be rebuilding your credit. And again, I got videos on that, so go ahead and check that out about utilization if you're not familiar with that. So you definitely want to make sure you pay that bill, especially if you're rebuilding. You want to pay it on time. You want to keep it under 10% if you can, and it's really just the simplest way to get yourself reestablished and to build your credit. Okay, so again, you got the 3 cards pretty much. You got your low interest 0 APR cards, which are good for introductory balance transfers. You got your reward cards. Okay, they got the categories like gas, dining, groceries, shopping, things like that. You got your travel, all right? That's how you rack up the points when you're looking at flights and hotels and car rentals and baggage fees. And then, of course, you have your secure cards, which pretty much anybody can apply for and get approved. You'll be using your own cash as collateral. And it's a great way to go ahead and rebuild or establish some credit. Okay? So, again, very straightforward. I know that was easy. Definitely go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know if, because do you have all 3 cards? A premium card, a low balance card, a secure card? Just leave me a comment, let me know. And also definitely subscribe, click the like button, and let me know if you find this helpful, okay? So do me a favor and let's build together, okay? Peace.